Hello, readers and writers. Come with me from LA to LA. So I am traveling for my day job from coast to coast. So from LA, California over to Louisiana. I have been here before, but it's been a very long time. I used to live here when I was 10 and I haven't been back since. I have done a 4-hour flight plus airports, and it is extremely humid. My glasses have already fogged up, and I have mask face, so please apologize for that, or my apologies for that, I suppose. But look at my absolutely gorgeous room. I got an upgrade because it's very late at night. It is I don't know how, it's 12:30, so it's not too bad for me. I wouldn't be asleep for a while, but I'm gonna have to go to bed early because I have to get up early. But look how high I am. So you probably all know me enough by now to know I'm not the adventurous type. I don't like getting out of my comfort zone, but it's good to live a little, so I'm excited to be here. I'm excited for what I'm doing for my day job, but also after hours, I want to take and explore a little bit of New Orleans because I haven't been here as an adult, and I think they've got some cool bookstores. So I'm going to bed. I will catch you later. The night of the second full day in New Orleans. The humidity is a lot. I used to live in the South, so I figured I would be like okay with it, like, and remember it, but having spent so long in California, it is not something that I'm used to anymore. So I've been drinking so much water, and being allergic to things in tap water, that means going around and finding purified water, which is not the norm. Most people sell spring water, which has what I'm allergic to in very large quantities. So finding purified water has been the most expedient thing of my trip, because I have been so thirsty all the time, just trying, like the heat and the humidity have been really taking it out of me. And so yesterday I went walking around a lot, saw a lot of the places that I wanted to see. Not that I really had much on the agenda, just I went and saw a lot of the areas around here. A lot of New Orleans is, like, I could go take like a ghost tour, but I didn't really want to, honestly. And then the other thing is food. Lots of food around here, lots to eat. A little less eat if you have food allergies. So I've had a little bit of difficulty with that. The two restaurants that are near the hotel that are food allergy friendly both close at 3, and the conference room mat is not serving lunch, but they're also not giving an extended enough time to go pick up food and eat it and then go back to the conference. So I haven't gone out to do that on lunch, and I went today. My goal today really was just to go get something hot to eat, because I've been subsisting off junk food. Junk food I'm not allergic to, but junk food, and I'm getting honestly really sick of it. And this is honestly one of the reasons why I don't travel a lot, because it's really hard to know where it's safe to eat, and when your reaction to food is really serious, it makes it extremely difficult. It just makes not picking up and leaving really accessible, because I know the places by my house that are safe, and then if I have a reaction, I'm at my house. Whereas if I have a reaction here, I have to fly home with 104-degree fever, and that's not going to go over well. So it's been an experience. When I realized that the restaurant that I had found was closed, I was really sad. So the other thing is, I usually plan on just dining in the restaurants at the hotel, and that's not working out either. So they have you'd order dining by the mobile app, but the mobile app is not allergy friendly, and so their response is to use your phone, and the phone in my suite is broken. And so when I pointed that out, they're like, oh, we'll go order at the bar. But since I'm not getting alcohol, the bar was just completely ignoring me. And so I finally gave up and went back to CVS and bought more junk food. I didn't want to eat junk food. I'm going to go home tomorrow and eat broccoli. I'm so craving broccoli. But here we are. But yeah, it's been an experience. New Orleans is wonderful. It's nice to get out and see. The people are really great, so I really appreciate that aspect of it. What I'm doing for work is great, and the people there are great. So I really enjoy it. The hotel I'm staying at is extremely nice. I mean, you've seen the amazing view that I have. If not, I'll make sure to get shots of it. It's spectacular, but it's also it's the little things that are really hard, like trying to navigate social situations that are unfamiliar, and just it's been a great experience. But honestly, I'm ready to go home, which is not until tomorrow. So there is that. So no more going out today. I think my little autism brain is just overloaded between all the sessions, all the, you know, networking that I've done today, and just going out tomorrow or yesterday. Also being in a very public space that's not trans accessible has also been very difficult. The constant misgendering is definitely taking a toll. And then I feel like for some reason, like, I'm more femme presenting, which I don't know, like, I'm like I always am, but I don't know if it's like because my cheeks are flushed or whatever, I feel more femme presenting, and that's actually making me uncomfortable. So like, I don't even know why. I'm ready to go home, but there's still one more day. That being said, we're also, tonight's agenda is to stay in the hotel and do some reading. I've got some arcs to do, and I haven't read very much of anything, audiobooks or Kindle. I did some on the airplane, but not near as much as I thought I would. So tonight is definitely a chill, and just kind of unwind with this really good science fiction arc that I am reading. It was written by a writer friend of mine that actually re-edited in between for me. I'm gonna go read, and I will check in with you on what I'm reading and where I'm at before I go to bed.
To mop up what could have been a tough inning, even going back to Houston, a ballpark that he used to pitch in the World Series too. I mean, how valuable has he been when you've been catching him?
Oh, extremely valuable. I mean, just to know he's going to come in and throw strikes for one.
So it's later at night. I have pretty much been reading all afternoon. I did turn on the Angels game because I realized that since I'm not in LA, I actually can watch the games because they're not blacked out. So I had that on while I was also reading. I am on page 149 of this arc, and let me just tell you a little bit about it. It is science fiction, and it's about inhabiting another world, and there's like two timelines, kind of. Like, there's this one that is before they take off to colonize another planet, and then there's the one where they're on the other planet colonizing it. I'm really enjoying it. It's really good. So if you like science fiction at all, definitely recommending it. It's kind of also turned into this little bit of a murder mystery, and I don't know exactly where it's going to go because I'm not even halfway through the book. I mean, I have an idea, but I don't know if my idea is going to be coming to fruition. I don't know if my idea is going to happen. So I'm really excited to see where the story is headed. It already has been kind of like a mashup beyond science fiction because we went to a murder mystery, and I don't know where we're going next, to be honest. It's definitely a long term, so we're looking at the adult lives of characters. And it's kind of also a conversation on humanity and where we are as society. It's not exactly a conversation I've read before, which I really like. Like, I don't want to go into it because of spoilers, but like the kind of concept about it is kind of fascinating, a little scary because I see where the author's going with it, but also fascinating. So there is one thing that happened early in the story that really confused me, and I wish there wasn't that moment of confusion, because I just feel like there had to have been some way to mitigate that, because I couldn't understand who was who for a period of time because of situations I can't get into because of spoilers. However, then that kind of got addressed later on, so I'm hoping that that's integral to like whatever this final plot is going to be, because then I'd be like, okay, well, I'm fine with it. If it's not, I probably would not be as fine with it. Just because it could have been addressed earlier and there was no need for confusion. But at least so far into the story, it really is kind of minor. At the beginning of the story, I didn't feel it was minor, but now that we're in the story, I do feel it has definitely become more of a minor situation. The other thing is, there's diversity in the book, but it's almost like hidden diversity. Like, I feel like I have to like work to realize that these characters are diverse, and so I think that's one thing that definitely could be improved upon. Potentially maybe some sensitivity readers in the future to get a little bit more ambitious with representation, and then sending working with sensitivity readers to make sure that that representation is, you know, actually not problematic. So that would be nice. It does seem to be like a heteronormative society, but I'm not even entirely sure about that. Like, there may be gay people, but if it is, it's not really upfront about it. And so I don't think there is. I think that was kind of part where I was really confused about what was going on. But no, I mean, yeah. So it would be nice if there was a little bit more diversity. And there was one scene where like everyone who's going to inhabit this planet had to go through like a major vetting process, and they'd have to have reasons for being there, and yet you still had like the wife cooking the dinner, and it was like, really, like, really, we're gonna stick with these gender roles. But these are kind of themes in science fiction in general, and that's why diverse writers kind of help bring diversity into the field. There's nothing about the book that I've seen that is really problematic, so I don't want to say like the book is like problematic, because it's not. It's just like, if I had a wish list, I would want it to be a little bit more diverse. But the story itself is good science fiction. It's enjoyable. I'm hooked. I enjoy the writing style. There's this anticipation about what's coming, and I don't want to put the book down, but I think I'm gonna have to, because the copy that I have is a PDF ARC, and I exported it out to my Kindle, and so I'm reading it on my larger Kindle now. But I don't want to take that like on the plane or while I'm moving, so that's going to end up getting packed, and I'm going to be reading on my smaller Kindle. And yes, instead of bringing paper books, I brought 2 Kindles, which, I mean, come on, that makes sense, right? So I am probably going to have to switch books for tomorrow, just because I don't want to carry around the larger Kindle. It just doesn't work. And I just can't. The print is too small for me to read on the smaller Kindle, and it's nothing with the book. It's just the copy and me converting over a PDF. So that's like nothing on the book. So, but I do think I'm going to pause it, and I'm actually really sad about pausing it, because I really am invested in the story, and I really want to know what happens. And this book comes out in June 1st. So I actually, in the description, will link the link to Amazon to it, because I'm not seeing the title because I don't remember it. And it's not, because it's an e-arc, it's not like embedded that I can just go easily look and tell you all. So, but very, very great book. It is indie published by a small print press, or it's going to be because it's not out yet, but and it's just really enjoyable. So for tomorrow, I do end up flying back to LA. I thought about going to some bookstores before I headed out, but that seems to not be an option because they don't open until later, and I just don't have time at that point. So I really should have gone this afternoon, but I couldn't have. I was just too overwhelmed with everything. Having not traveled in a while and just like all the social, and then talking to people today, and I did a presentation today, and it was just a lot, as you can probably tell from my earlier version that I guarantee has been edited down. So I'm not sure what I'm going to film tomorrow. I wish I could have seen more of New Orleans, but I mean, I didn't come here for a tourist trip. I came here for work, so that happens, and that was absolutely priority. So I do hope you enjoy what I was able to show you, because I did enjoy the bit that I did going out, and definitely any wanderlust that I had is kind of curbed for a bit. So between this and going to downtown LA on my birthday, it's I'm kind of done being adventurous for a little bit. We'll see how long that lasts. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with liking what is familiar. And that's okay. The world takes all sorts of people. And I am the less social people. But I'm going to call this for a night, and hopefully I'll at least get something fun to show you tomorrow.